What video game logic never fails to get on your nerves? I know you need these important items to save the universe, but you still have to pay an absurd amount of money for it. Even though I'll die if I don't give it you. X200B. Also not an in-game thing, but can someone with game development knowledge or experience explain the walk down a long corridor at a slow pace while having a conversation with an NPC instead of just having a cutscene? At least with cutscenes I can put the controller down, take a bite of my snack, sip of my drink and relax my hands a bit, instead of tediously holding up on the joystick. When all the signs tell you to go one way, you have to go the other way to pick up some bauble or whatever. I'm sick of it. Now in games where there isn't a bauble I feel cheated, and in games where it's there, I feel like I'm fucking around, bloating the game's playtime for no reason. Enough of these hidden objects, just give me a game without a million shitty collectibles in obscure places, or at the very least give me a radar so I don't have to blindly look for something that isn't there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't let you just attack whatever you're pointing at, you have to physically rotate your character model using the movement keys so that it's facing your target. In my decades of gaming I've never experienced such bullshit. I don't care if other third-person melee games do this, it's fucking stupid. Pointing the camera where you want to attack is enough. At least make the character turn towards that direction when the player tries to attack. Magic guns. Guns that either magically level up or that break physics in science fiction games. If your game is a science fantasy, sure, go nuts with magic guns, but if you're nominally a science fiction game, guns should have a calculated damage based on the energy they deliver to the target. Want to increase the damage of a gun? Increase the amount of energy it slams into a target. Any dialogue choice which affects nothing except what the NPC says immediately after. Oldest example I can think of is Dragon Warrior Dragon Quest High, where you are asked if you will undertake the quest. Choosing no as the NPC urge, but thou mustn't ask again until you finally say yes. Why the illusion of choice? Why the pointless interactivity? Any video game logic for the sake of making a game more realistic. Your flashlight is a gloried laser pointer, your pistol shoots bubblegum wads propelled by mouse farts, and you can run about 10 yards before you black out from exhaustion. Oh, and the only colors that exist in the world are brown, gray and lens flare. Because realism. Characters in horror games having little no reaction to seeing the wildest shit. They run through a section avoiding shooting nightmare creatures for the first time, but as soon as the cutscene starts they don't mention them or wonder what's going on. They're just like, alright now, where was that thingy I needed to find? Stealth. Like, I just shot you with an arrow, but if I duck away, oh, it must have been the wind. Yeah, it must have been, strong currents. Another example of stealth is when you duck away, you could be right in front of someone looking for you, but because you're just below eye level, they can't see you. Where'd you go? When someone hires you to escort them through a dangerous area, and then suicidally charge forward. Bitch, you hired me because you explicitly wanted to keep me between you and the bullets. If you're going to charge forward, I may as well just shoot you myself and get on with my day. When in one scene the nice guy kills 1,000 of people, for example the guy from Uncharted. And in the next scene you see how handsome he really is with family, dog, house, etc. I love it. What kind of psychopaths we are playing in some games, but manhunt is of course forbidden, smiley face. Whenever a game rewards you with the best gear items after the final boss or getting 100 completion, especially if the game doesn't have new game. If you've played the game 100 then there's really not much use for this legendary sword of gods that has 600 attack. Man shrugging. NPC exists in a world of self-reliance and constant XP growth that can make the main character rot, but somehow still needs me to escort them to some random location because they're too lonely and lazy to do it themselves, despite being immortal in most instances. When things happen, spawn in areas you can access and never will be able to. For example, your task is to collect all of the mushrooms that spawn in your character's front yard, and you do so. But there's one remaining mushroom in an unplayable side yard area. When driving, everything on the sidewalk is fair game to run over and breaks as if it was made of the weakest materials, even if you just lightly bump into them, but that one single pencil thin tree can easily shrug off a giant truck ramming it at 120 miles per hour. You can drive your vehicle through lots of city features and natural terrain and send lots of it flying over your car's hood. Oh wait, this tiny piece of shrubbery just caused your Hummer to come to a grinding halt. So many tiny immovable objects. Buildings are not built with one central stairway or elevator. There are stairs to one floor, then you have to cross that floor to get to another stairway, then you cross that floor to get to an elevator that takes you to the next floor, and so on. The trope of you can kill Robo Hitler or you'll be just as bad as he is. MC's childhood friend who just helped you kill 30,000 genetically engineered neo-Nazis to get to this point. Like, dude, it's not even hard. Just let me click. Man, this fight is harder than I thought. I'm just gonna take a quick break mid-combat and eat an entire chicken, 4 loaves of bread, 18 cabbages, 6 raw eggs, an apple pie, and wash it all down with a couple bottles of wine. 1. Having the custom appearance in gameplay, and the basic appearance in the cinematic. 2. Stabbing someone right in the neck, and then not instantly grabbing their blood-squirting throat wound. 3. Sleep food not being required. You can leap from platform to platform, shimmy up ladders, and run at the speed of light, but there's a waist-high thing in front of this doorway so you have to go around the long way because you can't possibly move it. In the gameplay, you can kill everything up to end, sometimes, including gods or godlike beings. Then you get your ass handed to you in a cutscene by a normal human who is weaker than you in every way. Hero, the bad guys are encroaching on our land. If you got killed 10 of them, I will give you a new, much better weapon that'll make killing much easier. I get why it happens, but logically it irks me when there's a fight where your character has to lose to advance the game but it's not clear, so you spend time and items desperately trying to win. Just wipe the party right away and save some time. A man that can kill you with a mixture of berries and some leaf then dies when he falls off the height of a pebble. Still one of the most beautiful games I've played, but man does that get to me. Easy boss battle triggers a cutscene, and suddenly, I'm losing like a chump. If I'm supposed to lose a fight, make the fight harder, and don't have a cutscene go against my gameplay. I think most games are crazy empty of people. Just finished FFX Vietnam, are like a few hundred people in the whole world? This town has 17 people living here. You can destroy everything except this janky door with a Brita lock. That old, rusted lock is stronger than anything in this game and requires brutal pseudo quests to unlock. There is an awful lot of ammunition just laying around. And hey, look at that, it just happens to be for the exact firearm that I'm carrying. Must be my lucky day. We need you to save this blah blah blah. Wow, you saved blah blah blah. Here is an item that would have made it far easier to save blah 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 as a reward. Nothing really, but they do learn to accept everything and just move on and have fun with the game. Except for that loading screen every time you die and so TN. When people have the mindset that they don't want to win in a competitive game rank with a team and they throw smiley face, like what is that, I'll play regular then. I just murdered over 9,000 of the bad guy's henchmen to get to him. Defeated him in combat and will now spare his life because killing him would be wrong. The FPS debate. 90 FPS is choppy to me and I can certainly tell the differences. Watching someone play on console is like watching a slideshow. Stepping or falling in water, even still water, and even if you are some superheroic figure, instantly resets you because you can swim. When I can only climb or jump onto or over very specific objects, and the rest of the time it's like you're hitting an invisible wall. Extremely low objects, fences, that act as invisible walls to your character, when they can extremely easily just jump over them. Effing escort missions. Your escort would run off somewhere and get stuck or walk into the baddies you are trying to avoid. Limited difficulty progression, and then all of a sudden you're in an area where the enemies are tough and one hit kill you. You are capable of murdering an entire army of goons unless a goon happens to hit you in a cutscene. Then you're screwed. We all know the meme. There's absolutely no wall there, but there's a door, but you can't proceed because the door is locked. Men's armor being a full suit covering the entire body for protection, while women's armor is a metal bikini and a cloth. When the boss is so difficult to beat, but then when the boss joins your team after you beat them, they are very weak. Bats are always portrayed as bloodthirst killers who will try to kill you on sight. Poor bats, they need better PR. No refunds from vendors for an item you just bought. You're welcome to sell it back for 1/10 the price though. My ability to carry tons of cumbersome and impractical stuff and to pull it out of thin air when I need it most. When the character has superhuman abilities, magic, etc., but cannot get past a log blocking a path. After some time that fake confidence will become real confidence and you won't get nervous anymore. See that mountain way off in the distance? You can walk to it and climb to the top in 5 minutes. Anyone who has played For Honor can attest to this. Fuck walls. Fuck ledges, and fuck hyper armor. Not being able to jump on top of something because it is something stupid like vines on the top. Your character can fight the world's most dangerous monsters, yet can't break a goddamn door. You are burly character armed to the teeth, ready to kill anything. Mandatory stealth section. When you can crouch but still hit an invisible wall whenever you try to go under something. The enemies fire at you for 20 minutes but then when they die they only have like 4 rounds. Adrenaline will not help you if you're bleeding out. It will make you bleed out faster. Space games where your ship slows down when you stop using your accelerator. WTF? After reading these comments it's like people don't realize they are playing a game. A character carrying something heavy they put it in their pocket, poof, weightless. You need a key for this door that is a single piece of wood and some spiderwebs. When you can carry 10 weapons, but a small fence is an insurmountable obstacle. You're on your last bit of life, but you're revived from eating a lobster. When you're in a boss fight and win but the cutscene makes you lose. The little rock you have to walk around rather than walk over. NPC allies that start fights when I'm trying to be stealthy. When swords need ammo, rolling eyes face, or you can't reuse a knife,